Hi, welcome to week 1 of our coaching healing course. Thank you for joining me on the call last night. I really appreciated seeing you there and taking your time to come onto the call. So I'm going to recap what we did in terms of your healing homework, like I've said before. So we started off with our core values exercise. So we identified that particularly with ongoing chronic pain, self-care drops, poor sleep, and so on and so forth. And so we started to talk about how our core values play a role in being able to identify what is important to us and not. And this starts to build a guide for what to say yes to and what to say no to. And this helps to deal with stress management and reduce the stress response in the body, both muscularly, nervously, hormonally, spiritually. Okay, so we do our core values exercise. Okay, as a quick recap, you go onto Google and you type in list of core values. From any list that comes up, you choose 10 that jump out at you while you're looking through, and you narrow that list of 10 down to 5, and then you write them down in your journal with number 1 at the top and the kind of not as important one for you at the bottom. So for example, mine are authenticity, discipline, courage, passion. Okay, I'm going to do / purpose. You could argue that's a cheat. Passion, purpose, and peace. Okay, so sorry for all the building noise. My neighbours next door happen to be building this afternoon. So you'll write those down in your journal every day and you'll just get used to it. And like I said on the call, you'll swap them out as you go. You might find that over the month they change. They might change completely. Maybe you'll just change the order. Maybe you'll just swap out a couple. Don't worry, it's a process. So that's the first one that you're going to be doing and writing down every day. Though the act of writing it down is very important. Okay, so it's because we need that repetition to really get it into our nervous systems and make it so that we become aware at any moment what our core values are. So that when you are making decisions about your life in any realm, you have this little map that guides and directs you. Okay, the other exercise that we went through was the emotional literacy course. Exercise. Okay, let me just do it for short. Emotional literacy exercise. Okay, this is taken from a guy called Richard Grannon. You're welcome to Google him, YouTube him. He talks about this exercise. He goes in depth to it. I'm giving you the little short snapshot version. But every day in your journal, you're going to write down all of your negative feelings, the things that you don't like to feel. Okay, so for example, I might write down that I'm sad and that I'm angry. Okay, and as I said, these are quite umbrella terms for a lot more emotions that we have. So you might start off with sad and you go, well, actually, I feel sad because I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling that I've let myself down. I feel shame. I feel useless, let's say. Okay, so all of these things you will write down. Same with angry. I feel angry because I was hurt. Okay, I felt betrayed. I felt rejected. Okay, so you will list out everything underneath the initial emotions that you write down. Okay, so like I said, this means that you become more nuanced with what you feel. because we all know it's easy to feel positive emotions, okay? But allowing ourselves to recognize what these negative emotions are really telling us is very important. Like Tony Robbins says, these negative emotions are messages from the soul. So you want to always assume that these negative emotions have a message for you from your subconscious. Okay, and as you start to listen to this and not judge it, you become more aware of what you feel, of what's causing you to feel something. So instead of remaining in a place of anxiety or possibly depression over a kind of decision or the way someone has behaved towards you, you can recognize that someone's pushing your boundaries, asking you to give more than you want to give, because you'll feel that discomfort and you'll begin to realize more and more that it's directing you towards something. Okay, something that's good for you, something that's going to keep you safe. But we have to listen and understand. So you will write this down, and once you've gotten to the end and you feel like you've got nothing more to add, you'll put in, and it's okay that I feel this way, or that I feel these things, and it's okay that I feel these things. Okay, so we acknowledge them, we welcome them, and it is okay to feel these things. Okay, culture and so on likes to tell us to stay positive, etc., etc. You know, we can all have a bad day, we can all have horrible things happen to us. That does not mean it's self-indulgent and self-pitying to be able to recognize what you're feeling. So remember, leave the value judgments out of it. Just simply write down all that you feel and finish off with, and it's okay. Right? So really important as we start to reduce the load on the body. So that which we are unable to recognize and express stays in the muscles. Okay, we are actually still feeling. You can't not feel, even as much as you might try dampen down the unpleasant emotions that you feel, but the muscles of your skeleton will have a response. Your hormonal system will still have a response. So we are reducing the physiological load of stress and or trauma, if you want to look at it that way, and we begin to allow these things to be expressed. Okay, I'm not asking you to shout at somebody and express anger that way. I'm not asking you to curl into a little heap on the bed and cry, although you might feel like that sometimes. But begin doing this. It will make you feel better. Okay, so those are the two things. And the last little bit that you're going to practice, okay, is setting yourself an intention for the day. Okay, so you get to choose what that intention is, but you've written down your core values and you've done your emotional literacy work. It really doesn't take long, 2 minutes, okay, to do that. And then you're going to write down a statement of intent for yourself. So this is the slight shift away from the idea of affirmations, which normally you get told by various people that you state your intentions in the present, like I am wealthy, I am confident, etc., etc. But depending on where you are, that can be far too big a step. So it's better to rather state your intention around your values than specific outcomes. That's one thing. And the other thing is, it's very helpful psychologically, rather than trying to be assertive with your affirmations by being definitive. You know, this is where I disagree with the goal-oriented mindset that's out there, is you want to be going on a journey. So if you pick your one intention, so you're going to write this in your little journal. My intention today is to learn to be accepting of my feelings. okay, or negative emotion. Or you could say, my intention today is to move towards healing and acceptance. Okay. So it's this idea that you're on a journey. There is movement. You are moving towards, you are on a path towards, you are learning to, you are practicing to. Okay, so that you are, what's the word? You are encouraging yourself. And we covered that in the call as well. You want to speak to yourself like you are your own mascot. So we can't say, oh, in 5 years' time I'm going to be a millionaire. Okay, and I know some people might really want to be that, but we've got slightly more humble goals on this month-long coaching. So we are on a journey. Okay, and this also helps to prevent the ego from coming in, or the judging mind from coming in and going, oh no, I didn't do my emotional literacy course today. Oh, I can't stick at anything. Oh, you go down the rabbit hole. This is like, whew, okay, it's okay that you forgot one day, or you had a lot going on in the morning where you normally like to sit and go through this. It's like you are on the journey. Every day you are up and you are on the journey and you are on the path. So you will write a statement of intent. Okay, so that's what you'll be writing about. And then these following questions are more about beginning to think about. You may come up with some answers for this, but we talked about inner beliefs as well. So we have the inner critic, okay, and they are related to your inner beliefs. Okay, now a lot of these tend to be unconscious. We've started to understand what they are by introducing the core values exercise. We talked about the inner critic and learning to reduce that voice, reduce the harshness, get rid of it even by talking to yourself with kindness. Or the other option was to, again, push back. Okay, oi, voice of anger or voice of shame. Like, nobody asked you. Sit down. I'm doing my thing here. So we introduced that. So I'm just going to put silence and awareness over watching those voices of judgment, shame and guilt come in. And then to start to wonder about what inner beliefs you might have. So you kind of have to start inquiring along the lines of, if I am in a place that I do not like to be in, financial, relationships, children, jobs, anything, if I'm in a place that I do not like, what thought process or belief got me here? Okay. So whatever decision-making process you used to get where you are in the place that now you don't like to be in, what is the value of that value system if you're in a place that you don't like to be? Okay, so we're starting to make the unconscious conscious. All of what we're doing is making the unconscious conscious. The process of doing that releases your muscles and helps to reduce your back pain. Okay, so again, you do not have to exactly come up with answers. Those come later, right? So we're working week 1 on self-awareness. That's the first pillar of healing that is developed and structured by Dr. Sam Vaknin, Vaknin. You can also search for him on YouTube. So these are the things that we are exploring. You're journaling, you are taking notes about yourself, about how you feel, and starting to see what kind of patterns are emerging. So, like I say, thank you for joining on this course. Your time and attention is very much appreciated. There's a lot of competition out there, lots of distractions with Facebook, failing economies, failing businesses, children not at school, etc., etc. So, appreciate yourself for doing it, and I absolutely and certainly appreciate you joining on this journey. Thank you. I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.